Hey you guys! Hello! Hi, I'm good. How are you? Hi! I'm just doing some restocking. So I was working on this wallet. I figured I'd just go ahead and finish it. Hey you guys! Hi, I missed you too. Thanks, Laura K. Hey Debbie, I missed a lot of you guys. I'm sorry. Happy Tuesday. I usually watch on YouTube, so that's nice. Oh, good. Thanks, Dawn. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube when I'm done. This is Juki 1181. Thanks, Lashley. It's better. Mia, thanks for asking. Hey, Deanie. It's not 100%, but it's definitely better. I wasn't even able to get out of bed for a couple of days. Hey. Hi, Debbie. I know I missed you guys, too. What did I miss? I feel like I missed a whole lot. Hi, Erica. Hey, Janice. Yeah, I'm feeling better, thanks. So I'm just restocking this. Man, a lot has happened since I was last up here. I released the Alyssa pattern, so this crossbody pattern is available. I released the wolves, which I think the last time I was up here, I kind of previewed them for you. So I've sold out of a lot of stuff that I posted. Still working on the new place. Okay. Hi. So I sold out of this material, or this wallet, so I'm just doing a restock on this. And then I have a Alyssa, so this style and a different print that I have to restock. And then if there's time left, I have a Lola that I have to do. This is a Juki 1181. About one of the wolf bags. Oh, which one? Was it? Well, I had 3. And they've all shipped out, so hopefully you'll be getting it within the next day or so. Hi, Natalie. Thanks, Brookie. Alright, so I just sewed, this is the wallet flap. I just sewed the 2 pieces together and now I'm just doing a top stitch. The collet, yeah. I think I'm sold out of both of those. I had 2. And I had 1 Big B, I had 1 Lola. And they're all gone. So I love them behind you. Yeah, it's available. It's under the Catalina. Or if you just go to my website and just type in thin blue line, it'll pop up. Just enjoy my new coffee, Lily. Yay! Hi, Amber. Top stitching is all done. I'll show you guys up close what that looks like. So here's the stitching at the top and then what it looks like on the inside. And then now I'm going to open the twist or install the twist lock. So this is the wallet that we're making. This is the twist lock in the front. So I'm just going to lay that up on my ruler to find the center, grab my pieces of hardware, and then outline the center. So I just put this over it, outline that center, and then I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to cut out about an extra 1/8 of an inch of material. Yeah, the wolves. I think I only have a wallet, a key fob, and then this crossbody style bag right here left. Hey, Janice. Oh, you got on the list again. That's what usually happens. People get their custom order and then they add themselves back to the list. Hey, Mina Love. A lot better. Okay, so I cut that out. I don't know if you can see. And then I cut out about 1/8 of an inch, a little bit more around that circle. The crossbody. Yay! I'm so glad to hear that, Nicole. So on this twist lock, there's a side that has prongs. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put that through the front. And then there's a side that has a little set on the back of it, and that's where those prongs fit in. I put that on the inside part of the wallet so you don't see that. You just see the one that's flush. So I'm going to line that up. Make sure it's lined up. It needs to come down just a touch. And then push those prongs down, and then I'm going to set it with my screwdriver. Can you show me something with butterflies? I have this collet right here that has butterflies. I have blue butterflies and I have purple butterflies. It's probably easier if you go to my website and just search butterflies. Everything that's butterfly will pop up. So that's what it looks like, set in those little divots. And then here is what the front looks like. Okay. Now we're going to take the body. So I did a little bit of prepping on this before I got on. So I'm just going to finish it up. Butterfly keychain wallet I see is blur. Do you have that one in purple? No, that's the only colorway that I have for the keychain wallets. Is that Tammy? Tammy, hey! I feel like I haven't seen you in a... You weren't even here on my last live. I had something I needed to tell you. I can't wait for my turn. I've ordered everything. Nice! Hi! So I was in my kitchen. Those of you guys don't know I live in Hawaii. I was in my kitchen. When I walk around barefoot. And I stepped on something, and at first I thought it was yarn. I do some knitting sometimes, so I didn't know if like my dogs had gotten into my yarn and it was taken into my kitchen. But I stepped on it and it felt like a piece of yarn. I looked down and I thought I was gonna die. I stepped on a centipede. A centipede, barefoot. And I knew nobody would really know my angst except for Tammy. Hey Lisa! I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, right? It was big. And honestly, I had never seen a one that was alive. So we have our house like sprayed quarterly, I think. So I see them outside sometimes and they're dead, but I've never seen one alive, and I didn't know that they move that fast. And I was freaking out in the kitchen. My husband didn't know what was going on. I was screaming. I caught him underneath the cup. It was a mess. Yes, I almost died. Yeah, Jordan, this is the NCW. It's just modified a little bit with the flap. Barefoot. I don't know if I've stressed that enough. I was barefoot. Thankfully, I didn't get stung or bit or whatever they do. The little one bites hurt. Yeah, I know. It was probably this big. We all screamed. They have a bunch of legs. Yes, they do have a bunch of legs, and they go really fast. I'm just lucky I didn't get the sting, because I've talked to so many people on this island, and they were like, it hurts worse than a wasp. I think they can, like a lot of people that I've talked to compare it to like a scorpion sting. I need to reprint that pattern and make more of those. I love it. I'm sorry, I don't. Which one, Jordan? Yeah, it was big. Okay. So I was talking and I didn't explain kind of what I did. But I have my interior fabric and exterior fabric clipped together. I also clipped my wallet flap in between those. I cut a hole in my lining because we're going to be sewing this inside out. I'm going to turn it right side out through this lining. This is the NCW. I missed it. What did you find in the house? A scorpion, or not a scorpion, a centipede. And then my wallets come with a wristlet strap, so I'm going to put this little strap attachment. This is where the wristlet strap attaches in here as well. They crawl up in your pants. If they crawl up in your pants, you drop those babies. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that never happens. But I went down a rabbit hole after I saw it because I was like, why? How would they get in the house? Now, mind you, it was raining a lot, and I heard that when it rains, they come out. But people are putting like mason jars on their bedposts because they can't crawl up glass. I mean, I went down a rabbit hole. So now I'm just going to sew everything together. I'm going to turn on my iron to let that start warming up. That is sewn together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some pinking shears and get rid of all this extra fabric. That way when I turn it right side out, my sides are going to lay down a lot more smooth since they don't have all this extra fabric in here. I survived. I would have worried for days about having a family close by. Lost my mind watching TV, suddenly have a square. Oh my gosh, Leslie. Thanks, Leslie. What is crawling up the leg? A centipede. I never heard of centipedes before I moved here. They were just never anywhere I lived. And now I'm on the lookout. I will not walk into a room without a light on. And I never did that before. So needless to say, I am freaked out. Okay. So I just cut all the excess fabric out. The pinking shears, I feel like for me, in my opinion, it's just my personal opinion, it gets down in there so it actually gets out a little bit more than if I were to just cut a straight line. Oh, I want to head back. Yes. Found out last week we have scorpions in Oregon. Stop it. Have you seen the flying roaches? Please don't do that to me. No, I haven't. I haven't even heard of them. Did you have them come spray again? No, we had a lot of rain, like a lot of rain. It was pouring down every single day, almost all day for like a week and a half. So I think that's the only reason. Scorpions and tarantulas. Yikes. I have a classic footwear line. Gave up. I feel like the inside measurements are bigger than the out. Tammy, please don't do that to me. I have made this wallet at least 100 wallets. So I feel like it comes together really good. I have a video on my YouTube where I make this wallet start to finish. I want to say that it's the only live that I have in my YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube and then look at the tabs on the top, I think it's like shorts, videos, live. If you click on the live, I kind of walk you through from start to finish this process. Flying roaches in Florida. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Okay, when we turn it right side out, sometimes we get a little creasy. You cannot iron vinyl, it will melt it. So what I'm gonna do is just put my iron on the top of the inside since that's cotton. Hit it with a little steam. That way I'm not melting my vinyl, but it's plenty to get out those creases. Hey, Summer. Yeah, I know. I know, same. I don't like freak out about bugs, but centipedes, I mean, they move so fast. All right, now I'm going to do a top stitch, and what that does is it gives it a really nice finish, but it also is kind of bubbly. It also allows it to lay nice and flat. I have a certain amount of followers to do lives on TikTok. I want to say 1,000. I'm not 100% sure though, so don't quote me. I want to say you have to have at least 1,000 to do a live. Have you never seen when they fly at you? Oh my gosh. I'm not interested in ever seeing a flying roach. Alright, I'm going to pause and clip my thread where I started. Top stitching is done. We're beta by cicadas, I've heard. Eeks. Thanks, Ashley. I got my tongue this morning too. No. Alright, so here's what the top stitching looks like. And again, it allows it to lay nice and flat so it's not really bubbly anymore. That seems like a weird phobia, but moths, cicadas. Yes, this is the NCW I'm making. I just changed the flap. I just straightened out instead of having the curve. So the normal pattern, it kind of comes down and then back up like that. And I just straighten it out. Okay, now I'm going to add my nameplate on the back. So this is going to get folded up, kind of like origami. So the bottom gets folded up, the sides come in, but what I'm going to show you right now, the flap comes down like that. So the sides are going to disappear, but that's going to be the front, and then this is going to be the back. So right underneath the flap, this is our back of our wallet. So I'm going to add my name tag on the center of the back. So I come down about 1/2 inch, find my center, grab my seam ripper, and because I have that hole in my opening, remember how we turned it right side out, I'm going to go in that hole and hold that lining out of the way so that way when I poke through, I don't poke through my lining. So I'm kind of doing like this number. Then I'm going to install my name tag. And then add the back washer. And then lay those prongs down to secure it. I'm so jealous that you can do this. I've filmed many times. I have a YouTube video under my lives where I make it from start to finish if you're looking for a tutorial. Thanks, Carrie B. What's the name of the wallet right behind you towards the bottom? Is that the wristlet? Yes, this right here is the wristlet. Right here. This is the wristlet pattern that I sell. Okay. So the nameplate has been installed. And then now what we're going to do is take our credit card panel, which is like this. I make these, like I'll usually take a day and make like 6 or 7 of them because there's a lot of folding. So I do all the folding, I do all the stitching, and it's just easier for me to just do it like a whole bunch at a time. And that way, whenever I'm making this wallet, I can just grab one of these because they're pre-made. And in the live on my YouTube channel, I do the credit card panel so you can see how I do it. So now what I'm going to do is center it up with my wallet flap all the way down and then clip it in place. What do I make this out of? This is a cotton, and then it's lined with interfacing. So I use Kona cotton for the black credit card panel. I'm going to clip it in place along the side because the next step is to sew down each of these sides, which will secure that credit card panel inside there. I'm going to stitch down each side. Alrighty. So that's what it looks like stitched down. That's what it looks like on the back. And so now our credit card panel is secured in there. And the next step is to install our twist lock. So remember, I still have that opening in my lining, so I'm going to go inside. So that way I can install this as well as the back. And then the next step that we do is going to close up that opening. I need a new sewing machine. Thanks, Robin. My ex took mine and threw it off the back of his truck. Oh, he sounds terrible. A terrible man. Okay. So now our twist lock is installed, and what we can do to make sure everything is nice and lined up is to go ahead and fold over our top. It's going to look way different when we're done with it, but this will just kind of give you an idea. Now what we're going to do is add our center panel. So this is going to be sewn in like this, and it's going to give us our different sections of our wallet. So I'm going to go ahead and make some marks on here with the friction pin where we're going to sew it. It's just a really long rectangle. And when we sew that in, that's gonna close up that opening that we have in our lining. That's why he's my ex. Good call. So I don't know if you can see those lines, but we're going to sew this in. I'm gonna go ahead and line it up, center it. Make sure everything is nice and even, and then sew just a big old rectangle. Hi, Angel. I'm going to pull my thread through where I started. Make sure that thread is out of the way. Alright, So I'm not going to back stitch when I stop either. I'm going to pull that thread through and then just tie it off in a knot. Is your credit card part? Hold them comfortably. Yeah, I'll show you. Let me show you before I sew the rest of this up, just to give you an idea. Sew Magical Expos, no. I have not. Okay, so that's what it looks like stitched in. I'm going to run my iron over those pen marks and that will make them disappear. This is what the outside looks like. So what's going to happen is that's going to kind of give us the definition of the bottom of the wallet. So this is front, back, and then that's going to give us our little definition. It's not a cordless iron now. Okay, credit card panels. Let me grab, I think I have a movie card before I sew everything up. So you still have almost a 1/2 inch. So if you look at the edge of the card to the edge of the credit card panel, that's the size that you have. So it can be moved around, it's not tight. Same thing up here. They're not tight at all. Pocket card holders. I don't know what that is, but I do have a keychain wallet, which is a smaller type of wallet. It's almost like a pocket kind of deal. Okay, so we have our zipper pocket panel sewn in, and what we're going to do is pull this up and then fold it around the sides, which is going to give us our different sections in our wallet. So I'm going to unzip that. The pattern kind of tells you where to go. I just kind of eyeball it. I've done so many of them. And then just make sure everything is nice and even. So I'm just pulling this up and wrapping this side around and then clipping it in place. I'll show you up close once I'm done. There we go. So it's just wrapped around the sides, clipped in place. But again, it gives us our different sections. There's a really big section right here where you can put a lot of phones will fit there. And then we have a section in front of our credit card panel that you can utilize that as space. And we didn't sew the top of the panel down, so you also have a space behind the credit card panel on the top and on the bottom. If you remember, we just sewed it down the sides. We didn't sew the top down. No Wonder Woman stuff. Thanks, Nina. I don't do any licensed material. All right. Want to make sure it's nice and centered. And then now I'm just going to sew down each of these sides. Can you put a cell phone in the enclosed without issues? Yeah, most cell phones. Let me sew this up and then I'll show you. How long does it usually take to ship to Canada? I want to say it's maybe 10 days. I want to say it could be up to like 3 weeks though. Alright, let me clip all my threads. I normally keep my threads clipped as I'm sewing, but because There's so many of these, I like to just do it and then clip them all at one time. Just saves a little time. I sew the edges at, yeah, like a 1/4 inch. Like a hefty 1/4 inch. Okay, I'm going to singe the ends of my thread. Just because when I'm cutting them, I can't cut them flush, so there's usually like a little tiny piece left over. That's what they look like stitched on. So yeah, it's like a hefty 1/4 inch. And that's what it looks like all done. So there's a twist lock to open it up. You have the section behind the credit card. You have 6 credit card slots here and then 6 down here. You have this nice generous section in the middle. This is a Google Pixel 6, I think. And it fits, it's not tight at all. There's still a little bit of room. So this is with the phone inside. And then you still have a little bit more room. So it fits a ton of stuff. I love this wallet. And then all of mine come with a wristlet strap. It's detachable, so if you don't want to wear it as a wristlet, you don't have to. No one will care. But that's what it looks like as a wristlet. Alright, this is on my website if you're interested. My website's also linked in my TikTok profile. Alright, next what I need to make is a Alyssa crossbody. I'm going to switch out my thread. Can that be made as a crossbody? Yeah, that would need to be a custom order. So what I would do to make it as a crossbody is just add another wristlet strap attachment. So there's one right here. I would just add another one over here, and then you can attach a crossbody strap. Hey, Nikki. Good thing I'm on the list. I'm just gonna put this inside here. Okay, done. Switching out my thread. Can we see that purple purse back there on the shelf? Which one? This one? This one is Plum Roses, and this one is the Butterfly. Hey, Susan. Alright, so I was using gray thread for that one. I'm going to switch up to black. So this is my bobbin thread. Then I'm going to switch out my top thread. Thanks, Aisha. Alright, so this is the Alyssa crossbody. I sell the pattern. This is it right here. It's available on my website if you'd like. It's beginner friendly. You can use a domestic sewing machine. You do not need an industrial. There is a zipper closure and a zipper pocket on the inside. The pattern also comes with a video tutorial. Okay. I did the crossbody strap attachments. I've done them a lot of times before, live. Get everything out of the way. Alright, so this is a sunflower one. So this is a restock. So this is going to be the top of it, and then there's going to be a black bottom. So it's going to kind of look like this when it's done, and it's this style right here. Thanks, Brandy. So to start, we're going to work on the outside. So we're going to sew together the top and the bottom. My pattern is directional, so if you see, this is like the top of the flower, so I want to make sure that my top is up top. Gonna take my black bottoms, sew those right sides together. So I'm gonna clip them in place. Do the same thing on the front, on the back. So whatever we do to the front, we're gonna do to the back. I bought your Becca bag pattern template in my first one. Oh, awesome, Diane. How did you like the pattern? All right, so now we're going to sew this together. And then now what we're going to do is open this up, and then we're going to do a top stitch along the bottom of it, and that's going to allow it to lay nice and flat. See how it's kind of curved up right now? It was great and so easy to follow. Good, I'm glad. Will you restock the butterfly wristlet kit? Yes, eventually. I just restocked like 3 of them, so that'll be probably on my next fabric order. The BB charms. Yes, Jennifer. I can do that right now if you are looking for one. That's too easy. I don't know, is my phone dead? My phone's dead. I'll do it when I get off of here. If you're signed up to get notified when it's restocked, you'll get an email notification. Yeah, the butterflies are great. It's a really classic pattern. I sell a lot of those. Alright, top stitch done. I'll show you up close what it looks like. So this is the top stitching. The thread's black, so it might be a little hard to see. And then now what we're going to do, I'm going to add my name tape to the front. So I need to find a perfect vinyl. It was a little too thin. Did you customize it or did you purchase it somewhere? I think that's the thing with vinyl, is like there's so many different types of vinyl, weight, finishes. People say, uh-oh. Usually no 2 vinyls are the same. Like even with this is marine grade vinyl down here, and then this is a different type of vinyl. So even the weaving of the material is different. Alright, so I'm just finding the center. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Purchase Fresh Joann's to try the pattern. Okay. Joann's normally has, their solid vinyl I loved. I used to buy that all the time when I was on the mainland. I think they're red. I think it's called marine vinyl. They call it marine vinyl. Their red is so pretty. I don't think I've ever been able to find a red as nice as Joann's. They're Canadian. Okay. So this is going to be the front of the crossbody. This is going to be the back. The exact same, just one has a nameplate, one doesn't. So I'm going to set that aside and work on my zipper closure. I'm going to use zipper by the yard, but you can use a closed or finished zipper. Let me show you guys. Let me pull one so I can show you. This next little technique, it allows your zipper, one of your zipper ends to lay really nicely once it's done. So if you can kind of see, it kind of curves down so you don't see a raw edge and it doesn't go all the way to the end of it. So the next step is going to be curving this edge. So I'll show you how I do it. There's plenty of ways to do it. So what I'm going to do is pinch down about an inch from the end. So here's the end. Go up about an inch, pinch that down, and then I'm going to line the back of it up with my other finger. And I'm going to use sewing pins to keep it in place while holding that pinch down. There we go. So that's what it looks like. It's folded in half, and then the back is brought at a 90-degree angle, almost. So I'm just going to find the other side, pinch it down, and then I'm just pushing up the back to go at a 90-degree angle. And then holding that in place, still pinched together, and then securing it with the pin. Some people use a lighter. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I like to use pins. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a little Y. And then I'm going to stitch down each side and then cut off this excess. That's going to give us those nice rounded edges when we're done. Got my horse bag yesterday. Yay! Oh, Debbie! You posted it in our Facebook group, right? Alright, so here's what it looks like all done, and then now I'm just going to trim off this excess. Whenever you cut zipper tape, it will unravel, so what I'm going to do is just hit the outside with a lighter just to kind of seal that in so it doesn't unravel. Now we're going to add the zipper end. So we just did the front part, and then now we're going to add the end of the zipper, which is this right here. Sorry, I was thinking. I'm going to draw a line down the center, just like that. And then I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape on each side. The tape's going to hold it in place while I'm sewing it. What bag are you making? This is the Alyssa crossbody bag. I saw the pattern. It's on my website. It's under the DIY section if you're interested in it. Mine did not turn out as perfect. It takes practice, I promise. Just like with everything else, the more you do it, the easier it'll be. So a piece of double-sided tape on either side. Let me measure down where I'm going to install this. I don't think I've ever made a pattern from another pattern creator and it turned out perfect the first time. You make them so fast. You know what, teach it? Yeah. I've made a bunch of them. Alright, so I'm just going to mark where that goes, cut at that line, hit that with the lighter so it doesn't unravel, take off the backing on one of my pieces of tape, line that end up to about that center mark. I'm usually short about a 1/16 of an inch. Take the backing off the other side, and then fold that up to meet the front. Just like that. So that is our zipper end. And it's just taped in place. The next step is to sew it down. Hey, Freda. I started like 45 minutes ago. But I'm going to post this on my YouTube once I'm done. So you can rewatch the beginning if you'd like. And then I'm going to trim off the excess. Frida, we're going to have a date like probably next week. Your fabric should be in like Friday. So we can do your live either Tuesday or Thursday next week. Alright, so that's what it looks like stitched down. That is the back of it. And then now what we're going to do is grab our front panel, or back, it doesn't matter. I'm going to center my zipper up at the top and then sew that in place. It doesn't matter which way. Zipper stitched on to the exterior. We're going to grab one interior piece. So this is what the interior of this bag is. I line mine with SF101. If you're making this bag and you're using a domestic sewing machine and you want to reduce the amount of layers or thickness that you have, you can omit the interfacing. You don't have to have it. I use Mara 70. I've been working a lot and cooking chickens, so they've been taking my time. They're very time consuming. My brother has a ton of chickens. So we're just going to line that right up on that zipper as well, so that our right sides are together. So this is the right side, this is the right side. This is called the wrong side, that's called the wrong side. And then we're gonna sew that on. My zipper pull out of the way. Alright, so our interior and our exterior are stitched onto the zipper. Now we're going to do a top stitch. So I'm going to flip that lining on the inside, clip the bottom pieces together, and then do a top stitch right along here. Again, it'll allow it to lay nice and flat. It's kind of bubbly right now. And it just gives it a really pretty finish. Might be hard to see because of the pattern. You can see it right here. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. And then now we're going to do the exact same thing with the back. So here's the front. We're going to take the back, lay that right side up, grab our zipper, center that, and then clip it together, and then sew it down. Do you also do with the wristlet? Do this with the wristlet. Yeah, it's made very similarly. Are these orders or restocks? These are restocks, so they're available for purchase. I bought myself an industrial suit, still learning how to use it. Yeah, Diane, it takes a little bit of time. Give yourself grace. It definitely takes time to get used to it. Alright, so now I'm going to sew my zipper onto the back. No trivia wristlet, and we are trivia champs the last 2 times. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. I think it's a sign. You were meant to have that wristlet. Alright, so front and back are stitched to the zipper. Now we need to add the other interior. This is the one that has the zipper pocket on it. I install my zipper pockets with my domestic machine. This is an industrial, so it likes really thick layers, and this is just too dainty for it. So I install my zipper on my other machine. I leave the bottom open. We're going to sew this inside out, so we're going to turn this bag right side out through our pocket. So if you were with me when I made the wallet, we cut a hole in our lining, and that's how we turned it right side out. We're going to use this pocket for this bag, because we don't want to cut through the lining. There's no way to cover it up. Alright, so we're going to add that to the zipper and stitch that in place. I actually have, whoever was asking about a wristlet, I have a wristlet that I need to sew up after this, so I'll show you how I do that. Alright, now what we're going to do, open this up, clip the bottoms together just like we did to the front, and then do a top stitch. So here's the difference. This one is not top stitch, this one is top stitch. So see how it lays nice and flat? Keeps everything nice and tight. Uh-oh. I think I'm out of bobbin thread. So machine, I would be industrial. I don't do dainty either. Oh, I'm not out. It must have just got caught. Where can you get pattern vinyl? There's a ton of it, a lot of different places. If I were you, I would just do a Google search. Excuse me. Joann has some. Hobby Lobby has some. I think Walmart has some. I mean, it's all over the place. There's a lot of Facebook groups where you can get it. Alright, top stitch done. I'm going to take the clips off the bottom. So we have the outside, front, and back, and then we have the inside, both lining pieces attached. So now what I'm going to do is take all of these layers and push them on one side so that I just have the front so that we can add our crossbody strap attachments. So I'm going to sew it down on the panel like that, and then same thing for the other side. Michael just set herself. Oh, did they? We don't have a Michael's here, so I cannot keep up with that kind of stuff. Okay. Crossbody strap attachments. Are just stitched to the front like that. And then now we're going to put everything together. So we're going to sew everything together. I'm going to open up my zipper pocket because remember I said we're going to turn it right side out through this pocket. I'm going to open up my zipper, the main part of my crossbody bag. And then now what I'm going to do is match up my exteriors to my exteriors and then my interior to interior and then sew everything together. Clip everything. Make sure my hardware is tucked in. I'm going to do the same thing. So here's my exterior clipped together, and then now I'm going to do the same thing with my interior. Get everything lined up and clip. Use as many clips as you like. We don't clip judge. Yeah, it comes together really quickly. And like I said, it's made for a beginner sewer. So even if you're not super familiar with sewing, or if you sew clothes and you want to kind of branch off, it's a really good starter project. The next one I'm going to make, which is the wristlet, is the same. It's a really good starter pattern. Alright, so we have everything clipped together. And now we're going to sew it all the way around. Now all of the weight of the bag is going to be held on the crossbody strap connector. So what I'm going to do is add another little stitch just right here, just to reinforce our crossbody strap connectors, so they don't get stressed out. Not like anxiety, stressed. Like jeans after you've eaten Thanksgiving, stretched. Stressed. I'm clipping my corners, and that's going to get all that excess fabric out of there. So that way when we turn it right side out, we don't have all that extra fabric in our corners, so it bunches up. And then now I'm going to go through my zipper pocket and turn it right side out. Yes, Sarah, Beth, I'm uploading this to YouTube. That's so much I need to do, but I can't stop watching. It'll be on YouTube if you have to run. I got my little puzzle piece game. So you're not sewing over any zippers? Correct, I am not sewing through the zipper. No, because remember, when we do our side, we're not going to sew through it. We still have a little bit of fabric over here outside of our zipper that we don't sew through. And then at the end, we stop that before we get to the end. So I'm not sewing through this when I sew my sides together. I'm going to start with my corners, push those down, pull that through my pocket, and then just push and roll. It's a nice big pocket. I want to say it's 7 inches wide, so you shouldn't stress it out. This bag's not terribly big. And then I'm going to push out my corners so that they are nice and flat. Tuck in my lining. And then all we have to do is sew our, not all we have to do, but the next step is to sew our zipper pocket shut. Hi, Holly. Zipper pocket is sewn shut. I'm going to tuck that in. Tuck in my lining. Alright, so the main part of it is all done. I'm going to set this aside. I got a piece of thread that's kind of poking up. Alright, set that aside so that we can do a crossbody strap. So I cut mine, I want to say 56 inches long. It's quite a long strap. And then just like with the zipper, whenever you cut this webbing, it will start to fray. So I'm just going to sear or singe the end of it. Right, so we have 3 pieces of hardware. We have 2 lobster clasps, and then we have a tri-glide rectangle, so it's adjustable. So I'm going to thread that through the buckle first, and then I do a double fold. So I'll fold, it's going to be hard to see because it's black. I fold it down, and then I fold it down again and sew it in place. So it's double folded. And then I'm just going to sew a box, a rectangle. Make sure that's nice and even. Trim my thread where I started. Singe those little the red pieces. You're probably not going to be able to see it because it's black. Alright, that's sewn, and then what I'm going to do, making sure it's nice and straight, it's not twisted, add one of my lobster clasps, and then thread this end right back through that buckle. And then before I sew this up, I want to make sure that it's nice and flat and there's no twist to it, which there is. Well, it was made two already. Yay, I'm so glad. Hey, Just Mammy. Oh no. That's okay, I still have one other thing. And then I'm going to sew. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to fold this once and then fold it over again and then sew this on. So this one is independent. It's not stitched down. And that's how we make it adjustable. And then this one is actually stitched on to the end. And then I'm going to sew another rectangle. And that is how I make my Alyssa crossbody. So here's kind of what the crossbody strap looks like when it's all done. So because of the length of this crossbody strap, it could either be worn over your shoulder, just like a regular bag, or you can open it up and you can wear it crossbody. But this is the Alyssa crossbody bag. Okay, let me set this aside. And then I have a wristlet that I have to make really quick. I think I have enough time. For some reason I can't figure out how to use my crossbody strap. How to use it? All you have to do is take it through. So there's going to be a buckle and then there's going to be one piece of material and then there should be two pieces of material here. And what you should be able to just do is from the one piece, just slide this down and that's going to make it bigger. And then when you want to make it smaller, you just bring it back the other way. So that'll make it smaller. And then when you release material is when you're going to make it bigger. So this strap is huge. And then to make it smaller, again, just grab the one layer of material and pull it closer to the end, and that makes it smaller. Oh, don't feel stupid, it's okay. Alright, set this aside. So here's what we've gotten done so far. We have this Wolves wallet with the wristlet strap, and then the Alyssa crossbody bag. Alright, last item is going to be a wristlet. So this is what we're going to be making. We're going to do the zipper the exact same way that we did that. And then we're going to do the outside kind of a similar way, right? We have a pattern on the top and a solid color on the bottom. So let me start with our zipper. It's a great wallet. Grab my pins. I kind of eyeball everything, but the pattern gives you measurements on how to do this. I've just done so many of them. Yeah, if your slider is too small, it could be a little tougher to pull it through. That's a good point. cut down the excess. Hit it with a lighter so it doesn't unravel. So we have our nice zipper that's going to open up on the sides. I'm not done. I'm going to add the zipper end. Oh, welcome my skeleton. Let's do the slider. That's all it takes is practice, I promise. I mean, when I first started sewing, I had no clue what I was doing. Just the more you do it, I think like with anything else, right? Like if you've never cooked before, the more you cook, the better you get. And then it just becomes instinctual, right? So think about when you first learn how to cook. I didn't know how to season anything. I mean, unless I was looking at a recipe, but now it's just instinctual. I know how much to add. Okay, let me measure where this is gonna end. It's a little harder because it's a black zipper. How long have I been sewing? Like 10 years. Where did I put my zipper end? I just grabbed it. Oh, it fell. So I'm going to tape it in place and then I'm going to sew it down. Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. That's why it looks easy. It was, in fact, not easy when I first started. Thanks, I found it. So that's what it looks like stitched on. I'm going to trim off the excess. It was a good day, just mammy. It's okay. Not good, not bad, I think. Alright, so here is going to be the front panel. We're going to have the owls on the top and then the black on the bottom. So we're going to go right side together, sew that down. I've never made the wristlet with a crossbody strap. I have, yeah. Yep. And I'll show you how to do that. I mean, it's just like we did the Alyssa, right? So for the wristlet, we only put one of the attachments here because it's just held up with one wristlet strap. But if you want to make it into a crossbody, you just add another one on the other side. And then you can wear it across your body. Okay, so now we're going to sew them together. I think just Mammy got one. She did a wristlet. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong. And then I'm pretty sure she added a second D-ring to make it a crossbody. Okay, so that's sewn together and now we're going to open it up and we're going to do a top stitch along the bottom and that's going to let this lay nice and flat. Is what it looks like top stitched, and then I'm going to add my name plate. Grab some water. I'm working with my supplier to order new charms. We've been going back and forth designing it. So I have some new charms, smaller ones. I've decided to go a little bit smaller just to add to zippers, things like that. All right, I'm finding my center. Poking out the holes. My metal tags I get from Metal Things Art on Etsy. That's the name of his shop. Alright, so here's going to be the front of the wristlet, and then here is going to be the back of the wristlet, and then now we're going to put it all together just like we did before. So whomever was in here earlier asking if we sew, when we're sewing everything together, if we sew down our zipper, we don't. So our zipper is going to be stitched on like this. So we're going to have a little bit of space on the end and a little bit of space in the beginning. That way when we're sewing our sides down, we don't sew through our zipper. Ever made a guesstimate of how many bags you made in total? No, but I can tell you that I'm on invoice. My invoice is at least $5,500. I want to say it's like closer to 6,000, which means that I've made at least 6,000 items. A lot of my orders have multiple items on it, so even if I have one order, I could have like 3 or 6 items. So I know I've made at least 6,000 items total. At least. And that's a conservative guess. But I've had my business for like 8 years. September 2016, I believe, is when I started. Alright, zipper is stitched on. Now I'm going to grab a lining piece and then sew that onto the zipper as well. Rockstar. I have to. My husband said he wouldn't be a sugar daddy, so I gotta make my own money. If I could be a kept woman, I would. I'm kidding. I enjoy working. I love what I do. Alright. Interior is stitched on. I'm going to flip it over, clip my bottoms together so I can do a top stitch. I did try. I figured the worst he could say is no. And then like nothing changes, right? I'm still working every day. Alright, so here's what it looks like top stitched. And again, we have some space after our zipper here and then some space before our zipper here. So when we're sewing them together, we're not including our zipper. So I'm going to grab the back and do the exact same thing. That is true, at least. $75 per year. That sounds about right. When did I get married? Last year? Thanks, Deanie. I couldn't tell you the month. I have it on my calendar, though. My husband and I were talking today. We had to go somewhere earlier. And he made me realize that we're in June, which means that we have exactly 1 year before we leave. So that's exciting. Alright, so now the front and the back are attached to the zipper, and we're going to add our other interior piece. So we were talking about all the plans that we had. When he's going to do his little ceremony to leave. And we're going to get our car shipped. Made my day. I love what I do, but it's getting harder every year. Same. Bob and check. Thank you. I will right after I do this. Do I have a big wedding or small? It was tiny. We don't know. We don't know if he's going to retire or if he's moving on. We don't know. I think he's gonna stay in. Who was I talking to the other day? We had some friends over this weekend, and he was telling them that he was gonna get out, and I was like, no, he's gonna stay in. So we'll see. We'll see who's right. Better me Texas. My following's only 2 years already. Just moved there. I know, right? We're here for 3 years, so we have 1 year left. Which is kind of long because most people who come out to the island, they only stay for 2 years. Bobbin's good. Alright, now we're going to do a top stitch. Okay, so now, again, I'm going to take all my material and push to the back. That way when I'm sewing, I'm not sewing anything under here. And I'm going to add my, no, I'm not going to do that on this. I'm going to grab my wristlet strap attachment. I'm going to add this a little bit later. So I'm going to open up my zipper, and then now we're going to sew our outsides together, insides together. And then I'm just going to tuck in my wristlet strap attachment while I'm sewing. It's just a habit. You could do it like we did with the Alyssa and sew it down first. Totally acceptable. Now since this one doesn't have a zipper pocket on the inside lining, what I'm going to do to turn it right side out, what I'm going to do is start sewing right here and stop sewing right here. That way we have this part open so we can turn it right side out through that little opening. Hawaii to Alaska. I don't know if, well, I don't want to. I was going to say I don't know if I mind. Everybody that I've talked to that's gone to Alaska absolutely loves it. And we're fisher, like we love to fish. I think that's kind of more our style than Hawaii is. So I would have loved that, but I don't want to be off the mainland another 3 years. I would. Do you have whatever slip pattern? Did you already iron the interfacing to the material? This one doesn't have interfacing on it. Normally I do. Your friend lives in Alaska. Do they love it? I mean, it's expensive as crap. But everybody that I've talked to that lives there or has lived there absolutely loves it. Okay. I'm going to go nice and slow because I don't have any interfacing on this. I'm cruising to Alaska in July. Jealous. This July? They're expensive, yeah. Going to Japan on a vacation. Nice. How long are you going to be there, Daph? Okay, so I'm going to pause and slip in my wristlet strap attachment. Again, you can sew that in place before whatever floats. Alright, and then just like with the other one, I'm going to do a second stitch over that wristlet strap attachment, because that's where all the stress of the bag will be. The whole weight of the bag is going to be on that little bitty 1/2 inch wristlet strap. Clipping my corners and then turn it right side out. My nephew was stationed in Alaska and loved it. Yeah, my son just came back from B-A-U-I. Oh, Maui. Did you mean Maui? I went there on nursing contract. No stuff. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice little vacation. Yes. Alright, so we're going to turn it right side out through that little opening that we left in the lining. And then we're going to sew that lining shut. and then make our wristlet strap, and we're all done. I'm gonna wrap up making bags right before June. I don't think I'm gonna do anything differently. Oh, you're talking about before I leave? No. No. Just because when we PCS or move to a different station, I usually run a sale because I want to offload as much inventory. I mean, they'll pack it and they'll ship it with us. It's not like extra or anything. But I just would rather not have inventory move on a boat. It's going to be going on a boat back to the mainland. So this is what our wristlet looks like. And then now all I have to do is make the wristlet strap. About 30 minutes away from Vancouver. And the ports. Oh, nice. Okay, let me draw a line down the center. This is my wristlet strap. So I have a line down the center, and then I'm going to find the halfway mark between the center line that I just drew and the edge of each. Mark that. Cut up. And then at a 45-degree angle, this is how I get a finished edge on my wristlet strap. So this is what it looks like before I sew. I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape down the center. He's in the Army. Take off the backing. I'm going to fold up the bottom, just like that, and then fold in each side. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to fold it one more time and then stitch down each side. That way I have a nice finished edge on this side. I don't really need one on that one because you're not going to see it. And I'll show you. I need to change my tension. Clip my thread where I started. I'm gonna come back down. Alright. So this is what it looks like, all stitched. Then I just need to add my hardware. How do you call all your garments for the bag you use? Cut? Do you mean cut? I have a mat and a rotary cutter. Alright, let me grab my hardware and my press. So the wristlet straps, I use one large rivet, double capped rivet, and then a lobster clasp. then put this through one hole, bring up the bottom, put on my lobster clasp, fold this over, and then put on the back. And I have a tutorial here on my YouTube. To get to my YouTube, all you have to do is go to my profile, click on the Instagram button, and it has both my Instagram and my YouTube. Alright. So that is how I make my wristlet strap. And then you just attach it. Got yourself a little wristlet. And then if you wanted to make this a crossbody, you would just add, got wrapped up in my thread. You would just add another one of these little guys over on this side and then make you a little crossbody strap, and you can wear it crossbody. So this is a restock as well. So this is available for sale. This that we made earlier, the wallet, is available for sale. And then the crossbody is available for sale. So here's all we were able to make today. Use medium and large rivets for your wristlet strap large. Okay, I'm going to run. It's 3:30 in the afternoon here. I've got some errands that I have to run. But I will be back on Thursday. You guys want a cliffhanger? Am I live? It's 3:26. Am I behind? This is vinyl, so it's not leather. It's a faux leather. Am I delayed? If I'm delayed, I'll wait. No, on time. Okay, good, good, good. I have a new style that's coming out soon. I am obsessed with this bag. I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've made 16 of these bags so far. And I think I have at least another 12 cut out. I cannot wait to show you. I'm going to start posting little teaser pictures in my Facebook group probably tomorrow. And I'm hoping to release them by next Friday. It's a cliffhanger. I told you it was a cliffhanger. I can't show now. I said it was the cliffhanger. I gave you guys a heads up. No sneak peek. I can show you one thing though. So I was sourcing material for this, and it's going to be it's going to have a shoulder strap, but it's also going to have a crossbody option. And here's a little teaser I will leave you with. All right, see you. Bye. Bye for real. I'll see you guys on Thursday.